Swamiji has joined us. Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
We'd like to request Dharmarajanji to introduce Swamiji. Dharmarajanji is one of our founding board members and also has been a regular teacher of Vedanta in our region for many, many years. So we could not think of anyone better to introduce Swamiji than Dharmarajan uncle.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Namaste, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Charan Sparsh, Sadar Pranams.
Hari Om.
Namaskaram. My name is Dharmarajan. I am honored and privileged for this opportunity to welcome and introduce Swamiji to this Jnana Yajna. I was just imagining how this Yajna would have been if it were not for this pandemic. Swamiji will be driven from the Pittsburgh house to Sanjeevani, where all the members of Chinmaya family will be eagerly and enthusiastically waiting. There will be lots of messages sent to know exactly where en route Swamiji is to get the Arati and all the people ready. As you come into the Sanjeevani center, you will be garlanded first, and then Purna Kumbham will be offered to you, along with the chanting of Na Karmana Na Prajaya Dhanena Tyage Naige and so on. And Arati will be taken, and I'm sure several people will do Charan Sparsh to get your blessings. You will be first escorted to the Hanuman Sannidhi, the presiding deity at Sanjeevani, to offer one's prayers, and then to the auditorium where there will be a beautiful Simhasan or Vyasapita with pictures of Gurudev, Guruji, and a small temple for Lord Krishna. And of course, the BMI chart near your Vyasapit. I'm hoping all these will happen next year. This is just imagination. As a teenager, Swamiji went to high school in Monroeville, of all the places, in Gateway High School. So he's a local Pittsburgher. And then he moved for higher education to Purdue University and then subsequently to University of California at Davis. After his graduation with a degree in electrical engineering, he worked as an environmental chemist come electrical engineer in Northern California for 10 years. So Swamiji very well knows the problems and tensions of people who are working out in the. After enjoying the best the worldly life can offer, he decided there must be something more to life than mere worldly enjoyments. In 2002, Swamiji left for Sandipani Sadhanalai in Mumbai to join the 12th Brahmachari batch. He studied Vedanta under the guidance of Swami Tejomanandaji and tutelage of Swami Ishwarananda. He was named as Brahmachari Girish Chaitanya after finishing the course. He served in Chinmaya Mission, Los Angeles for more than 4 years, after which, as a Brahmachari, after which he was posted to Chinmaya Mission, Austin. In February of 2015, Brahmachari Girish Chaitanya was initiated into sannyasa with this name Shivatmananda on the auspicious day of Mahashivaratri. Swamiji is very fluent in Gujarati, Hindi, and English, and of course he enjoys giving discourses in Vedanta. Swamiji, it's all yours with this introduction. Hari Om.
Thank you so much, Dharmarajan ji, for this kind introduction. Namaste, my pranams to everyone in Pittsburgh and all across United States and Canada where people are watching. My pranams and salutations to all of you. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Vasudev Vasutam Devam Kamsa Chanunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om, Namaste to everyone. We start a study of a very beautiful chapter of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. It is one of the shortest, smallest chapters of Bhagavad Gita, but this chapter is the summary of the Vedic teaching. And thus, in ideas and thoughts presented over here, it stands tall. A beautiful chapter, Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion. In here, Bhagavan starts his teaching upon being questioned by Arjuna. Arjuna poses this question and thus starts the teaching of this Bhakti Yoga. So we will go ahead and start this chapter immediately. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Dvadashodhyayaha Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktasvam Pariupasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Arjunji has just finished Vishwarupa Darshan. It is a great bhagya of anybody's life to have the darshan of Bhagavan. And that Parthasarthi, whom Arjuna himself had elected him to lead him into this war on that fateful day in Dwarika when he and Duryodhana both arrived over there, and he ended up picking Bhagavan to be on their side, on the side of Pandavas. And Bhagavan also internally only wanted that. And he vowed that he would be with the Pandavas with no weapons in hand. And on the other side, Duryodhana gets the entire army. It is joy and music to Duryodhana's ears when Arjuna asks for Bhagavan. And when Arjuna gets Bhagavan, it is joy to his complete heart, and the heart reverberates in the joy that no matter what happens, Bhagavan is there. And that itself is more than enough for Arjuna to have Bhagavan on his side. And that Bhagavan, Arjuna doesn't realize the nature of who this man is. The son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And Bhagavan reveals himself slowly, Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma sansthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge, maya tatamidam sarvam, jagadavyakta murtina, matsani sarvabhutani, so on and so forth. Bhagavan everywhere is revealing who he is. And in the 10th chapter, he narrates the glory of who he is. Stavaranam Himalaya, Nakshatranam Aham Shashi, Pandavanam Dhananjaya, so on and so forth. He reveals the glory as to where his Amsha is hidden, even though in all mountains it is nothing but Paramatma alone. But of all mountains, he has done the Alinganam of the Himalayas. All constellations are his and his alone. But Nakshatrana Maham Sashi. And of all Pandavas, they are all born out of Devatas. Arjun himself born out of none other than Indra Bhagavan. And here is Bhagavan Krishna, who has taken the form of Yogeshwara, declaring that Pandavanam Dhananjaya, that of all the Pancha Pandavas, Arjuna, my Amsha is in you. He's declared, Bhaktosi Sakha Cheti, Rahasyam Etaduttamam. You are my Bhakta, you are my Sakha, you are my friend. And this Rahasya, I'm giving it to you. And when Bhagavan reveals in the 11th chapter the Vishwaroop, and what Arjuna was seeing, who can describe this? We are reading 11th chapter from the description and narration given by Sanjay ji to the blind king, Dhritarashtra. Hanumanji seated on top of the chariot of Arjuna known. Arjuna is known by the name Kapidwaja. And that Kapi is none other than Hanumanji, Maruti Bhagavan. And from distance, Bhishma Mahapita knows what Arjuna is seeing. And he wishes he were a nail on that chariot. He said, why do I have this bhagya of being on the Kaurava side? He wishes he were a nail on the chariot of Arjuna. This is what Bhishma Mahapita went through when he realized what Bhagavan was showing to Arjuna. And Arjuna sees the cosmic form, frightening form. But Bhagavan, upon his request, took a loving form. And in there he saw all beings entering. Kiritinam, Chakrinam, Gadinam, all, what beautiful description of Bhagavan is given. And Arjuna is seeing the same warriors entering the mouth of Bhagavan and coming out on the other side of the ears of this Virat cosmic roop. Eventually this cosmic form, the Vishwaroop, Bhagavan gives it a rest. And the 11th chapter comes to an end. When Arjuna has seen this and he understands the bhagya, that the privilege that he has had to see Bhagavan, it is at this point in time, upon seeing, upon understanding whatever he has understood in these 11 chapters, in the journey from the first chapter up to here, and having the privilege of having darshan of Bhagavan, this shloka is uttered. And this shloka, he says, Ye bhaktaha satatayuktaha tvam evam pariupasate, He Krishna, ye bhaktaha cha api aksharam avyaktam pariupasate. Tesham He Krishna ke yogavittamaha. He has understood that there is Nirgun and Sargun Swarup of Bhagavan. He has understood that there is a Nirgun Swarup, the nameless, formless of Paramatma, because Bhagavan himself has said, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. In my unmanifest form, I uphold the whole universe. And in the Vibhuti, he has mentioned that all this glory of all the rivers and of the mountains and of the trees and of the Pandavas and of the constellations, he has declared that I alone am everything. So the cosmic world, he has said he is, and the unmanifest, which is the upholder of the multitudes of these appearances of names and forms which he sees. So in the study so far, Bhagavan has revealed both the Saguna Swarup and the Nirguna Swarup. And he has just been privileged to see the Vishwarupa Darshan. And his sadhana has been fast forward so much that Bhagavan gave him Anek Rupa Darshan. And having this Anek Rupa Darshan, now he has come to this understanding that what Bhagavan has said is indeed that his unmanifest form upholds, but of these two, the devotees, O Krishna, the ones who worship you in your manifest form, and O Krishna, the ones who worship you in your unmanifest form, O Krishna, which one of these two are superior? Which one of these two are exalted? This question arises in Arjuna after he has seen the cosmic form. Now, Arjuna has asked this question that, O Lord, which one is superior? The Saguna ye bhaktaha tvam pariupasate. In which way? They do continuous worship of you, evam, in this way in which it was presented up to chapter 11. In this Saguna form, which I was able to see, O Lord, in this way, when people worship you, O Lord, evam, and in this way, satata yuktaha, continuously, not like fits and starts, like the New Year's resolutions that people have taken just a week and a half ago. When we take New Year's resolution, the most lucky of all, with great anugraha of Ishwar and Guru Krupa, they will see the anugraha, that resolution to be still being practiced on the 31st of December. 99% by the 2 digits of the January 10th itself, it will be gone. It's very easy to make promises, but to keep up with the promises is what is difficult. So when he says satata yuktaha, the ones who have kept up with the promise, they have followed the teaching and continuously followed the teaching, O Lord, ye bhaktaha tvam paryupasate. Paryupasna, not just practice, paryupasate, continuously, again and again and again, day after. So 2 words are used, satata yuktaha and paryupasate. Continuously, they engage in the worship, O Bhagavan, those people, and yecha api aksharam avyaktam. Aksharam Brahma Paramam. In 8th chapter, Bhagavan had talked about even Akshara Brahman. So Arjuna uses that word over here, that even the Akshara Brahman, api Aksharam Avyaktam, the unmanifest. And those who, you have to supply the same verb over here, paryupasate goes over here as well, that those people who worship Bhagavan in your unmanifest form, Bhagavan, of them, tesham ke yoga vittamaha, of these 2, Krishna, which one is better? The upasak who is a nirguna upasak of Akshara Avyakta Brahman, or the Saguna Sakara worshipper of you, O Krishna? Which one of these 2 devotees is greater? Now, the question itself over here is not proper. The question over here itself is a wrong question. But how can Krishna tell Arjuna, what are you listening? Have you not paid any attention? The question is wrong. It is like a student in middle school. He has just finished 8th grade. And after 8th grade, he is asking Amma and Appa, Amma, Appa, should I go to high school or should I go to medical school? Now, what will that Amma and Appa say? Are, you have to finish high school first. Then you can have a choice of going to medical school. But if somebody finishes 12th grade and says to Amma and Appa, where should I go? Should I go to medical school or should I go to law school? Now that question is appropriate because he has cleared high school. The prerequisite for medical school and for law school is minimum you have to clear high school. And then depending upon if you want to go medical route, do pre-med. If you want to go law route, do pre-law, whatever it is. Then some undergraduate and LSAT and MCAT and figure out where you want to go. So if the question is asked in 12th grade that what should I do next, medical school or law school, that is correct. But if a 8th grader asks, Mom, should I go to high school or should I just go to medical school? Prerequisite is not done. Who will give admission into medical school? So now the question over here is, which one is better? Now, without Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman cannot be reached. So what will Bhagavan say over here? Which one is better? Already this question, in a way, Bhagavan has answered in 3rd chapter, way before. Jnana, Bhagavan over there has answered, Jnana yogis follows Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. Bhagavan in 3rd chapter, because his question was, Bhagavan, you are extolling this knowledge, but Tatkim Karmani Ghore Mam Niyojyasi Keshava, why are you asking me to do this great karma of fighting the war when you are talking such great thing about a Jnani? So Bhagavan said, Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. Bhagavan at that point in time said that, Arjuna, look, the reason is the ones who have lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta mayanaga jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. So Bhagavan said, lokesmin dvividha nishtha. Now, dvividha and then nishtha. If dvividha, Bhagavan should have used nishthe, nishtha, nishthe, nishthaha. But Bhagavan used nishtha singular. That means the path is only one. But that one path is in 2 steps. And for the ones who are just starting their spiritual journey, then for them, there is no choice. Like an 8th grader, there is no choice. He has to go to 9th grade and complete high school. There's no choice. So for a karma yogin, there's no choice. You have to do karma yoga. But for the one who has finished karma yoga, how have they finished? When they have done actions properly, sakam karma has been converted into nishkam karma. And that nishkam karma has blessed them with a quiet mind. Chitta ekagrata has been attained. Chitta shuddhi has been attained. Purity of mind, clarity of thought, and nobility of intention of the equipment. And the equipment is integrated. Bhagavan says, for such a person, Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, for such a person who has the prerequisite of the integrated mind intellect complex, for such a person, they will take on to a flight of the path of knowledge. But for the ones who have no prerequisite, for the ones who have no preparation, knowledge is not going to work. It will be an intellectual baggage. But it will not irrigate the personality, because the rajoguna of the personality has not been exhausted, and the tamoguna of the personality has not been eradicated. So the Shuddha Sattva, which is required for contemplation, if it is not available, no meditation will take place, no knowledge will take place. And to such a person, when knowledge is given, that knowledge will be a burden. In fact, dangerous. So over here, the question Arjuna is asking, what is better, Saguna Upasana or Nirguna Upasana? This is an inappropriate question. So now, let us recap what Bhagavan has mentioned from chapters 3 up to chapter 11. And in that summary will be the answer required. In that summary will be the background required to process the answer, the intelligent answer which Bhagavan Krishna gives. Bhagavan Krishna over here cannot give an answer to a question, but Bhagavan Krishna also cannot tell Arjuna, are you not listening to me? भैंस के आगे बिना बजाए ये क्या किया? Bhagavan has to keep him, keep the tempo of Arjuna going. He cannot all of a sudden say, what are you doing? So he has to keep the student inspired. So Bhagavan, there cannot be a right answer to a wrong question. So Bhagavan gives an intelligent answer. But to process that intelligent answer, we require the background of what Bhagavan has taught from chapters 3 up to 11. So the first six chapters, the topic Bhagavan picked up is called Karma Yoga. The middle 6 chapters, where this chapter is the very last chapter, this chapter is the end of the middle 6 chapter, from 6 to 12, from 7 to 12, Bhagavan discussed a topic called Upasana. And from 13 through 18, Bhagavan picks the topic of Jnana Yoga. So Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. But Bhagavan has already mentioned what is knowledge throughout the whole Bhagavad Gita. In the best of the Karma Yogis, Bhagavan brings this knowledge aspect. In 2nd chapter, he is known as Sthita Prajna. In the 3rd chapter, he is known as the exalted Karma Yogi. In the 6th chapter, he's known as the Dhyana Yogi. In the 9th chapter, he is known as great devotee. Same thing in the 12th chapter. In the 13th chapter, he's known as a Jnani, Kshetrajna. In the 14th chapter, he's known as a Gunatita. And in the 15th chapter, he's known as Purushottama. So, Bhagavan has sprinkled knowledge throughout. But overall, the topic that he discusses to lead a jiva on the complete sadhana of spiritual unfoldment, Bhagavan takes the topic of Karma Yoga. What Bhagavan Krishna says in Karma Yoga is, Arjuna, it is okay to do karma for one's own self. He calls the first step as sakama karmi. Do action for yourself. Do action for yourself. Do action for yoga and kshema of yourself. Do action as yoga and kshema for your wife and children. Accumulate money for children's education, home, taking care of parents, so on and so forth. Then yoga, kshema of grandkids and whatnot. But Bhagavan says, be on the path of dharma. Be on the path of righteousness. It's okay to be a sakama karmi, but be on the path of dharma. This is the first teaching Bhagavan gives about Karma Yoga. Then the second, in Karma Yoga, the second type of teaching he says is, for how long will you work for yourself? For how long can you continuously accumulate for yourself, for your family's well-being? There has to be a time when you give back. You cannot just take. Our Pujya Gurudev got this idea in the pledge, giving more than what I take, from the second teaching of Karma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan says that yoga and kshema, procuring and pouring in energy to preserve it, you can only do so much. Now you have to learn to give back. And it is not just giving back of money. You give back your time. You give back education. You give back your learning. You give back good words. You give back wisdom. You give back compassion. You give back love. There's so many ways we can give back to this world, but we will only give back provided when we feel that we are blessed. So the second step, the second teaching of Karma Yoga is converting the sakama karma into nishkama karma. And that will only happen when I realize, oh Lord, you have blessed me. You have blessed me. I have a good life. The basics of food, clothing, and shelter. Oh Lord, you have given more than what I deserve. And I thank you for it. And out of gratitude, we share. And there is no flaunting in sharing. Ye dekho maine kya diya. It's not like that. The minute we say that, oh, look what I gave, then the ego has stolen the nishkamata. The very word nishkam means the perceiver, feeler, thinker, the ahankar. The right hand, when it gives, the left hand doesn't even know what the right hand is given. Silently, the person gives atma balidanam, gives life up for seva. We see people like Mother Teresa, so on and so forth. So many people, sannyasis and great people serve and give up even their life and their well-being, knowing very well Bhagavan is there, he's going to take care of me. Otherwise, most people are worried. Is there enough bank balance? Is there a 401k? Is the IRA there? Is the Roth IRA going to be converted? How much is it? Goes on and on and on. 20 hours are spent with an accountant and not even 1 hour in meditation. So the Nishkam karma is a very beautiful spiritual evolution of the jiva, when the jiva feels blessed from within. And it is a direct fruit of sakama karma, which is done properly. Righteous means of living. The person, when they have lived a righteous life, contentment is born. Yallabase nija karmotpatam viktam tena vinodaya chittam. Now, Shankaracharya ji, that yallabase nija karmotpatam. With great love, righteousness, the person has accumulated. And now, silently, one fine day, even they don't realize when they have turned from sakama karma upasak to a nishkam karma upasak. Now, the service to the world is rendered and nothing is asked in return for it. This is a second teaching. With this, I'm just giving you a bird's eye view. With this, the teachings of chapters 3, 4, 5 is over. This is the end of the first shatkam of Bhagavad Gita. The last portion of the first shatkam is meditation. Meditation is now what happens is when the drashti, which is outward going, serving me, my family, my kith and kin, then serving the society. So the bahira drashti now is going to come as antardrashti. That is meditation. When we have served enough outside, the equipment, when it becomes calm, when the rajoguna of the equipment is exhausted, naturally one will now sit down and the gaze will turn. Paranchikani vyatranat paran pashyasi na antaratmani. Kathopanishad says that the equipment which is smitten as though by Paramatma with these gunas, that it goes outside. But one rare individual, Kaschid Dhira Avrutta Chakshuhu, one rare Dhira Purusha, the gaze turns within. But that happens when the Rajoguna of the system is exhausted. Now comes the next portion of Gita called Upasana. Upa, close, asana, seated. Up to now, there is no asana. The only asana in chapter 3, 4, and 5 is running around for the sake of the family, for the sake of one's own self, for the sake of the society. So didn't have time to sit down. Now, the next portion is upasana. Upasana. So the third practice, first, sakama karma. Second, nishkama karma. Now third is upasana. So whose upasana are we going to do? If somebody is a staunch Hindu, you tell him, you sit down, you put a cross and do upasana of Jesus Christ. You think that's going to work? Of course not. Somebody who's a die-hard Christian and you give him a Shivalinga and you tell him today Somvar do Abhishekam. Is that going to work? Absolutely not. So we can only do upasana of the deity of our heart, who we choose. That is called Ishtadevata. So now the upasana is Ishtadeva, Ishtadevata upasana. And that is Ekarupa. Over here, Ekarupa Dhyana. If somebody is Ishtadevata is Krishna, when they listen to cantos 10, 11 of Bhagavatam, they will lose themselves in how many times people have listened to Bhagavad Sapta and yet they are ready to go to Bhagavad Sapta again. Why? Because they are hearing the glory of their own Paramatma. Everybody, even Balvihar children know what is in Ramayana. In Ayodhya, 4 princes are born, and then Rama is kicked out into forest for 14 years. He loses Sita, goes all the way to Lanka with a monkey god called Hanuman, vanquishes the demon, comes back. The whole story everybody knows. Yet, people listen to Ramayana and Ramayana Sapta. There's a delight in listening to the past times, the glory of Bhagavan. Why? Because the mind has now taken asan. And the asan is right next to Bhagavan. The front seat they have taken in front of Bhagavan. It is a front row, center seat in front of the Ishtadevata. And this concert, they don't want to miss. Their Bhagavan is on the stage. And the whole world can just fall off. They are dhyan magna with their own Ishtadevata. And that Ishtadevata dhyan, the meditation on their own deity of heart, when they come out of that meditation and the thought of that Krishna which lingers after the japa of Krishna, reading of Bhagavatam, listening to the Gita, chanting of the Vishnu Sahasranamam, and attending to the whole Tapovan Gita fest for all these days. If the person's mind is consumed with Krishna on Vaikuntha Ekadashi day, the Vaikuntha is in the mind. It is not somewhere up there. Vigata Kuntana Bhava iti Vaikuntha. There where there is no enmity, no fighting, that mind has resolved in front of Bhagavan. So every day is a Vaikuntha Ekadashi day for that devotee, isn't it? They don't have to wait for Mrugashirsha month Ekadashi. Every day is Vaikuntha Ekadashi. This is the third teaching. Now, when this person opens their eyes, doing a little small upasana of a shaligram, and in that shaligram they have invoked Krishna, and the marking of the shaligram, it's a tiny little black stone and there is some marking, and to them that marking is Sudarshan Chakra. Oh Lord, what did you do with this? When you gave a promise that Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will not vanish, and you said you will not take any weapon, but to protect that Arjuna, you picked up the broken wheel of a chariot and were ready to throw it as Sudarshan Chakra. That little stone with the marking of Sudarshan, every day they pick it up and offer a little water and they place it, and the scene rolls around in their mind. Oh Lord, you did this for Arjuna. I know you are doing it for me. And with this bhavana, when they do, Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha Mantra Japa. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Whichever mantra they do. And after the japa is over, Vishnu Sahasranamam is over, when they open the eyes and they look at the world, now the 10th chapter becomes a reality for them. They will see that same Krishna everywhere. Such a bhakta cannot pollute earth, cannot pollute water, will not misbehave with this world, will not destroy trees, will live in harmony with the universe, because the universe is Krishna. How can I break that tree if that tree is Krishna? How can I waste water when Bhagavan says, I am the sapidity in the water? How can they pollute earth and produce garbage after garbage after garbage? Just because Amazon is there, every day we order for one little chapstick, this big package, and so much garbage produced for Mother Earth. Such a person will even stop using Amazon. And when they have to buy milk, they will go to the store and get whatever they need. Such rich thoughts flourish in their mind. And they will never abuse this world. One or two clothes that they have, they find joy in it. They will not have a huge closet full of clothes. 70 pairs of shoes. None of those are required because now the bhakta has risen. And every object is Paramatma. How can I hold on to it, worship it, and destroy it at the same time? I cannot. Now, the Ekarupa Ishvara Dhyan in the seat of meditation when he wakes up is Anekarupa Ishvara Dhyan. Continuously this person is meditating. And they're content with whatever they have. It's a beaten up Honda Accord and they can afford 20 Teslas. But they will not. Whatever they have been using, they will use. And the power of the 20 Teslas will be given away for taking care of the world. Such nobility rises in Upasana and he becomes a Sahaj Anek Rupa Ishwar Dhyan. That's why we do puja. The whole idea of the puja is not just badabam, ring the bells and dupam and aarti and naivedyam and throw flowers and bus over. Free time now. The purpose of Upasana is to create a personality that can apprehend the Jagat which Bhagavan has shown. This is the fourth teaching in Bhagavad Gita. And the fifth teaching is, of course, knowledge. Knowledge of the Absolute. And that has to be heard. It has to be contemplated, reflected, and absorption of deep meditation into my own nature as absolute. Aham Brahmasmi. So the whole journey of a jiva from working for selfish reasons, then working for selfless reasons, then meditating and worshipping my one Lord, and that worship culminates into worship of the world. When that happens, the whole equipment now screams from inside, and whenever it comes across anything, it says, been there, done that, been there, done that, and they don't want anything else. All they want is to be with themselves. And which self? The mind? The intellect? No. Krishna? No. Jagat? No. It is what Krishna says, I am the essence of the universe. Now this person, when they say, Aham Brahmasmi, what is this Brahma? What is this Tata Tvama Asi? Prajnanam Brahma, this consciousness, awareness is Brahman. In these four aphorisms, Ayamatma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi. Now, the person is only interested in resolving the Jiva Brahma Aikya, the oneness between the embodied soul and the absolute soul, that he and I are one. For some people, it may be a journey of 1 year, 10 years, one life, or multiple lives. All depends upon how much baggage we have brought and how much fortitude we possess to take onto this flight. These four, how well we have done these four determines how well we can abide in Jnana Yoga. So when Arjuna says, Ye cha api aksharam avyaktam bhaktaha pariupasate, those are the jnanis, the fifth ones. And when evam satata yuktaye bhaktas tvam pariupasate, any one of these four. So now Bhagavan is caught up in this. He has to answer this. Now, which one of this is superior? When two boys go to their amma and the mom, you have to pick which one of the two of us you like more. It's a dharma sankat for that mother. Which one the mother will pick? And that too in front of them. All she can do is, she will just go and hug both of them, kiss them, and she will say, I love you both. Which mother on this planet will say, I like you better than the other one? She's not qualified to be a mother if she says that. So Bhagavan, all these bhaktas, he is these bhaktas in different stage of spiritual evolution. And he has to answer which one is better. How can he do that? This is the answer. We will look at the fantastic answer Bhagavan gives. We will see it tomorrow. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi om. Any announcements?
Swamiji, thank you very much for that beautiful beginning. The only announcement we'd like to make is please return tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll begin with bhajans at 7:15 and then ask Swamiji to continue the discourse at 7:30 p.m. Again, Eastern Time tomorrow.
Swamiji will also correct that email response that going to some of the people about the 7 p.m. time. We'll take care of.
Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji. Hari Om. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Om. Hari Om.
Yeah, you're very good.
Soon found themselves in a spot